Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Zoom session. Today, we're going to talk about a very interesting subject. That is Yab-Yum, the misconcept that we have around that subject. And time to put some right information into it. Now, Yab-Yum is an inner journey. It's not an outer journey. But before we start that inner journey, let's do Ganesh mantra. And today also Kali mantra and BHAIRAVA mantra. Om SHRIM HRIM KLIM GLAUM GANAPATAYE NAMAH-OM SHRIM HRIM KLIM GLAUM GANAPATAYE NAMAH-OM SHRIM HRIM KLIM GLAUM GANAPATAYE NAMAH-OM. The next deity we want to call upon is Mother Kali, because today we are going to talk about her, about BHAIRAVA. This is to do with the Yab-Yum. KRIM 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 HRIM HRIM HUM DAKSINE KALIKE KRIM 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 HRIM HRIM HUM SVAHA KRIM 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 HRIM HRIM HUM DAKSINE KALIKE KRIM 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 HRIM HRIM HUM SVAHA KRIM 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 HRIM HRIM HUM DAKSINE KALIKE KRIM 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 HRIM HRIM HUM SVAHA. Now the next mantra is going to be for BHAIRAVA. He's another feature in this discussion. Om HRIM KLIM HUM SHRIM MAHAKALA BHAIRAVA NAMAH-OM HRIM, KLIM, SHRIM, MAHAKALA BHAIRAVA NAMAH-OM, OM HRIM, KLIM, SHRIM, MAHAKALA BHAIRAVA NAMAH-OM. Now, when I've spoken about Yab-Yum, and then I'll do another mantra after that. So, okay, let's start by talking about Yab-Yum. Yab-Yum is not as what it's always, translated in Neo Tantra. Yab-Yum is a Tantra form of union for two. Okay? Yab-Yum Tantra is for two. It's a sacred union between Lord Bhairava and Mother Kali. In Buddhist Tantra, they have many different forms. Okay, they have Kama Yoga, they have Karma Yoga, but Yab-Yum is basically Karma Yoga, not Kama Yoga. There's a big difference between Kama Yoga and Karma Yoga. When we talk about Kama Yoga, we talk about desire, lust, sexuality. But when we talk about Karma Yoga, it's a union of two. Okay, it's coming together to fulfill our destiny together, so that we can get beyond, we can cut through duality. So remember that Yab-Yum is not about sexual union. Okay? It's in Tibet, they consider the union of father and mother, consciousness and wisdom. So it's a union, it represents the primordial union of wisdom and consciousness. The female is wisdom, the male is consciousness. So it's depicted as male deity and a female deity. The interpretation in Hinduism is a bit different from the one that is from the Buddhist one, because Buddhist one, they have a lot of different aspects of it. In Hinduism, it's not a big difference, but it represents the divine strength of creation. Because when the two energies, when the male energy and the female energy, or yin and yang comes together, or Shakti and Shiva comes together, then it has the strength to create. Because the Shiva is the passive energy, and Shakti represents the dynamic energy. So it's only when Shiva is in union with Shakti that he has the power, okay, to do his activities. Without Shakti, he hasn't got much to go on. So here what we have in Tibetan Tantra, they have a lot of different deities and different male and female deities. In Hindu Tantra, the ones who follow my teaching, which is basically we deal with the Mahavidya goddesses and Shaktatranta. It is Mother Kali in union with Bhairava. Bhairava means fear, the fearsome, sorry, not fear, fearsome. Bhairava means terrible, fearsome form. It's also known as the destroyer of fear, okay? Or one who is beyond fear. Whereas Kali, on the other hand, is also a dark goddess. She gives us master over death and time. My favorite is both of them. I do them every day. And she's also Adi Parasakti. She's the ultimate power, or the supreme power, or the ultimate reality. She's. Those of you who want to bring in light into the world should worship Mother Kali. Kali as the supreme form of the universe. Mother Absolute. Her children, she brings her children back into a blissful embrace. That's when the father Tantra and the mother Tantra come into union within you. Remember that everything is within you. It's not something you go outside of yourself to find. Okay, she's all within you. And this, you're talking about yourself. You're looking into finding that inner being. So that's why when it's very important, and sound is a very important factor in this. That is why I always talk about doing sound and making sound. Because when you do a mantra, you create that inner balance. Now, okay, if you have a partner, if you don't have a partner, you can work in balancing the male and female within you. But if you don't have a partner, if you have a partner, then you can actually do Yab-Yum. Okay, now when you see pictures of paintings of Yab-Yum and pictures of Yab-Yum, a lot of time it's not. When the goddesses, they don't need to lock themselves because they are in a different realm. On the human realm, in our present life, we have gone beyond, we are no more capable of just sitting and looking at each other and getting orgasm. We need to touch, we need to feel, we need to engage. Okay, now, there are two ways of engaging. One is sexually, but I prefer if it's not, if the genitals are kept away from, kept on the quiet, and let the second chakra connect with each other. So when you're in Yab-Yum, you want the second chakra, your second chakra and your partner's second chakra to come together. Because that is when the two spirits are united. Then you are Shiva and Shakti. Because then you go into the spirit world rather than this physical world. Basic aim we have is to go towards that spirit world. Okay, all of us in the earth realm, we also need that exchange of fluids between the male and the female. But when you're practicing, try to keep that. Occasionally, you can still practice with the same, exchanging of fluids. But primarily, you want to keep it where you want the second chakras to unite. Now, when we talk about Paratan in a Shakti Yoga, we do that. What we do, that one we do with any two people, a male and a female, can do it because it forms like a healing process, yet it is also a love-making process, and yet it is not a physical love-making process. That means if I sounded someone, it's not that I'm in love with that person or fall in love with that person. But what I do is this, I try to connect the love energy of the spirits, my spirit, with the spirit of the person that I'm sounding, which I call making love. Okay, there's no nudity, there's nothing. Everybody is fully dressed. We send the sound in. Those who are students of mine, you'll find a chart that you have, where you find a picture with a lot of triangles on the body. That are the triangles that cover only the chakras. There are 43 triangles in our body. The triangles that those of you studying with me online, you find the design, the diagram you have represents what covers your chakra and some of the important organs. So what we try to do is send sound into the body, activate the chakras, and then let the spirit free to then make love with the person who's sounding, the energy of the sound that he or she produces, to blend in with the spirit and then enter his spirit or her spirit. So the person who's sounding, the spirit enters them as well. But first thing is this, you try to awaken the spirit within the person you're sounding. It's very intimate, but yet not sexual at all. Because I keep reminding you it's not sexual at all, because a lot of time in most of the people's brain, the sex is the bit, it's a big part of our lives. Okay, because we have gone, I mean, between religion and between the media, everything, I mean, it's going into that area about seduction and being seduced and seducer and the seduced. So we want to go not the seducer and seduced on the physical realm. We want to go to the seducer and the seduced in the spirit realm. So your body is only a vehicle that is used to tap into this spiritual realm. So the same thing with Yab-Yum, okay? When you practice Yab-Yum, you got to make sure that the woman, because the male is sitting on Sarvasana or Padmasana, okay? He puts he puts a mudra known as Apana mudra, like you see my hands now. The thumb, the right finger, the middle finger, and the ring finger, both hands, you put your active hands in the base of the chakra, and the passive hand behind your head, where the brainstem meets your skull. The male will have to put, the female will only have to embrace the male around the waist and keep her foot, both her feet touching each other, so that the energy does not go out. So the energy stays within the circle. So what happens is this, now the lady is the passive one. She receives the sounding because she also is the power. She's also the shakti. She's got a lot of power in her. We need to awaken her power, and then the power will send the energy right through the male. Okay, because it's a shakti that gives the power to the male. It's shakti that gives power to Shiva. Without shakti, Shiva is only a corpse. On the spiritual world, in the physical world, we are in the same situation. When it comes into the spiritual essence of our life, you, the woman, is the most powerful. The energy, your power is within your womb. Okay, so you need to empower your womb. You need to clear the womb of all forms of illness. Because I don't have a lot of students because they have to find me, because this is the first time I'm talking about what I do in terms of the triangles and the body. Normally I don't talk about it because that's supposed to be only taught to students who are ready to be learning. Students who come to me as a student, not just calling me a teacher. A lot of people call me guru, but they're not focused on learning. So it's a commitment. To be a tantric, it becomes a commitment. Like I'm sort of, I don't call myself a guru for people. Because the students who want to take me as their guru or not. I am not a guru. I'm Sri Parameswaran. Okay, so the question is this: you need to do, when you want to do sadhana, it is a sadhana that you do every day. You practice over a long period, sadhana. And what I offer is I teach you how to do sound, how to make sure that the sound travels through your body, travels through every inch of your body, one. But more so to make sure that you keep practicing and keep watching when you're not practicing properly. Because a lot of times when we keep practicing every day, we come to a point that we forget that we're practicing. Can you turn off your... Okay, thank you. So it's a question of how much practice you're doing. Each day, if you can commit 2 hours a day to your practice, then you'll go a long way. If you practice 1 hour a day, it might take you a bit longer to feel the energy. But you definitely can feel the union, even if you're alone, between your male and female. Now, how do you do that? Okay, the right side of your body is the sun. The left side of your body is the moon. And then when the moon and sun, or Shiva and Shakti, come together, then you're complete. That is known as sexuality, your inner sexuality. So when you want to balance your right side, okay, in the beginning, you may have to close one side of your mouth and go, HRIM, HRIM, HRIM. And then the left side of your body, you close your right side and you go, SHRIM, 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 SHRIM. You keep doing this for as many times as you can. You can start off with doing 9 each side, and then going to 18, then going to 27, until you start feeling the energy moving from your lips, your throat, right down to your feet. Then you know that your right side is balanced, and then the same thing goes to your left side. That is when you practice on your own. And then you have to take the central channel. There's the left channel and the right channel. Then we come to a very interesting and very important goddess, Chinnamasta. Because those of you who know the image of Chinnamasta, I will put this information on YouTube when I put up the video. Then you can find the information there. All the mantras. Because yeah. Now, But Chinnamasta mantra is you got to make sure that this time is not just all over the body. When you do SHRIM, you want it to run beside your spine, your left side of your spine. When you do HRIM, you want it to run on the right side of your spine. When you do HRIM again, you want it to run on the central channel, going down to your pubic bone. And then you do AIM to bring everything back into the third eye. And then hum, pat, SVAHA. That means you remove your ego. So you brought the sound up when you did the AIM to the third eye, and then you visualize that your ego has been chopped off. Because without the ego leaving you or letting you take control of your life, because your ego controls every cell in your body. It controls the mind. Okay, not just the brain. The brain is what interprets what the mind says. The mind is in every cell in your body. And a lot of emotions, a lot of pain, a lot of things are in your organs. And when something triggers off the energy in one of the organs, the mind interprets, the brain, interprets the information that the mind releases. So don't get confused by the brain and the mind, okay? In the brain, there is mind. But in every cell in the body, every organ in the body, everything has mind in it. SHRIM. HRIM. HRIM. AIM. Vajravairo-chini. Hum, pat, SVAHA. SHRIM. HRIM. HRIM. AIM. Vajravairo-chini. Hum, pat, SVAHA. SHRIM. HRIM. HRIM. AIM. Vajravairo-chini. Hum, pat, SVAHA. Then this is to bring Chinnamasta, to bring the Rajas, Tamas, and Sattva quality together so that you can progress in your spiritual life. So it's also to do with sexual energy movement, because that's why you find in the image of Chinnamasta, you find Kamaraja and his wife at the feet. Okay, not in a Yab-Yum position, but in a copulation position. So you need to understand that it's all about symbolic energy level. It is not a physical act. It's about bringing the energy of all the different facets of yourself to allow the nectar within you to rise. Now, then comes a very important mantra. Now you want the the energy of the yoni and lingam, okay, uniting. Then you go, you have another mantra, you go, known as yoni mantra. Om Aim KLIM SAUH SAUH KLIM Aim Om Om Aim KLIM SAUH SAUH KLIM Aim Om Om Aim KLIM SAUH SAUH KLIM Aim Om. Okay, then we need to understand what yoga is, because this is a big part of yoga. Yoga is union, okay? A method in which wisdom, okay, speech, mind, speech and mind, okay, is inseparable. They represent the deities. You got to see, okay, within the body, the deity, not outside of your body. You know, this thing about looking for God above. It's God is within you. God is every essence of you. You are God. You have to remember that. You have to always focus on that. And Yoga Tantra, it's so named because it emphasizes in the inner yoga meditation. A method for wisdom, okay, or knowledge or understanding all aspects of ourselves. So it's not about doing, yoga asanas where you show off, how well you can do. I've met a lot of yoga teachers who can't even do a headstand properly. And they're teaching yoga. So yoga is it's inseparable union of the two aspects of ourselves. In a lot of people we look at now, the left side is not in harmony with the right side. Okay, the left side is one and the right side is another. You find a lot of people either they bend their head, they tilt the head, either left side, right side, or even the face. You find that some parts of the face is a bit more distorted to the other side of the face. Then that is in Tantra, okay, Tantra Yoga. And then in Tibetan Yoga, it's the same principle. It's known as deity yoga, which works with the various subtle body, same as what Tantric yoga does, and what is known, or Paratan, what is known as Tantric inner Shakti yoga, or Paratan inner Shakti yoga. Paratan inner Shakti yoga works with the subtle body. not so much the physical body. Hatha yoga works with the physical body. So you can't do Hatha yoga and not do Tantra yoga. Because if you do Hatha yoga, then Tantra yoga is the must journey. Otherwise, you're just perfecting your body, but not growing spiritually. A lot of people think, oh, if I do yoga every day, I'm spiritual. No, you're not. You're physically fit. That means every gymnast is a yogi, or every, every animal that's, a monkey jumps from trees to trees is very fit. It can do a lot of funny things. Is the monkey a yogi? No. So, okay, now let's sit down why we need Yab-Yum, why we need the practice between a male and female. In this realm, we need touch, we need sight, and we need to engage to produce orgasms. When you are purely innocent, in other realms where they're purely innocent, they don't need to touch each other. Just by sight, they can make love and feel the orgasm. So now what we're trying to do, okay, how do we get to the stage of where we go into the higher realm, or not higher in terms of better, but the other realm, which is where they can actually find that joy, that feeling of touch, feeling of orgasm without touching each other. But then to get to that stage, you need to first do the preliminary stage, where you need to touch, you need to feel. And that's what Yab-Yum is good for. Before that, it was symbolic. Now, in this realm, we need to take that symbolism and put it into practice. But remember this, it is not a sexual act as what Neo Tantra claims it to be. It's a higher spiritual act. It's an act of sacred union. When you're trying to find union between yourself and the other. I think Krishna is in a hurry to ask questions. Okay, so let's have question time. Hello, anybody has any questions?
Greetings, Babaji. It's Aja. Vanakkam.
Vanakkam, darling. How are you?
I'm doing well. Happy to see you again, as always. I wanted to ask you, in Yab-Yum, when the male is sounding originally, does he begin sounding into Ajna chakra, or since they're
Close to it, to be comfortable, even if it does it close to it, or even if it doesn't, it's okay. If you want to keep your body straight, a lot of times it's uncomfortable.
Right.
So you try to do it, because when you do it, as long as your legs, the lady has got her palm of her feet joined together, okay, and her hands embracing him in a comfortable position, okay, then you don't need to, because the sound will still travel through the body. In the beginning, it may not be as strong, but as you keep getting close to each other, it goes more and more. Then you really don't.
So the sound, in the way that you're teaching to place it with the mouth on the body in that way, doesn't have to, it's okay.
The one that I was going to show you when you came to Malaysia, which now seems to be quite challenging.
Right. So we've been working with this.
So we're working with this, but then you can work with we will start doing the triangle in your body. And then you probably have to get your husband to do it.
Right. Okay. So I have been doing some sound on him too. And so, yeah, but I'll talk more Wednesday about that.
Yeah. Then we can talk about it. And then after that, I'll tell you what to do. And you can try on him first, and then get him induced to it. And then after that, make him do it.
Right. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Babaji Vanakam.
Yeah. Hi, Tiffany. You're from in Texas. No, anybody?
Yes, Texas.
Anybody else? Any questions? Everybody understands everything I've said so far?
Greetings.
Greetings, my dear. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing fabulous. Thank you.
How's your
I didn't have any questions. I was just going to watch the replay because I wasn't able to catch the entire call. But I did get the Chinnamasta mantra and the Yoni mantra. I think for me, I'm just trying to figure out what is the ideal sadhana. I've been studying yoga for like many years. So I think, and what you said is so true, like just because you do yoga every day doesn't mean that you're spiritual. So I know I'm ready to elevate myself on my spiritual journey. I think for me, it's just determining what is the best sadhana for myself, which we talked about last week about including work and looking at work as a part of your sadhana. Because I know here, you know, working can take up a lot of your time. So I think for me, it's just organizing myself and utilizing the mantra. So I want to say thank you. Oh, go ahead.
I think working on yourself would be a good start. If you don't have a partner, it's good in one sense. There's no distraction. And you can get into practicing for a while on your own and then go on to, and when you are in that mode and when your energy is elevated to a different level, you'll find the right partner to come along. See, at the moment, you will only attract people that are at your level. Okay, like poles attract each other. So you find that if you have different emotional problems, then the ones that come into your life would have some of the problems. But when you've got your practices going and you get rid of the emotional memories that are within yourselves, because the biggest problem is cellular memories. Every time you try to get away from a certain thought forms, a certain way of behaving, certain actions, you travel for a while nicely, and then suddenly that thing that you thought has gone from you reappears. Because it's within one of your organs, and when it gets triggered, it appears again. And then your head, your ego goes in, your brain goes in and try to digest it. The Western philosophy of, getting to understand a problem and then getting rid of it, I don't quite agree with it. I believe that if an emotion comes up, it doesn't belong to you anymore. It is something that's been in your body. You just ignore it and do the opposite of what the thought is. And then you go into sadhana. Okay, you know that there is still cellular memories in your body. Then you make sure that you intensify your practice, send the sound down to the different areas of your body that needs to, like some of my old long-time students, I mean, some of them got, I have students with 2-3 years with me, who are weekly meeting me, because that is why I kept my fee affordable, so that everybody can afford me. The reason for this is because you need to keep practicing. And then there are also problems that come up at different stages of your life as you're working on yourself. And then suddenly you get caught and you don't want to go backwards. People easily go backwards, however good they are. And then you help them get back into that. You remind them of what they have to do next to get that path they choose on. So if you're single, that's good. Don't worry about it at the moment. Worry about finding that balance inside of you.
Well, I mean, just for transparency, I'm not single, so I do appreciate
Oh, you're not single. Okay.
no that feedback, but I can definitely I definitely understand about what you're saying about shaping your own personal needs and where you need to clear your cellular memory and in your organs and shaping your sadhana around that. So that was very helpful. Thank you.
Okay, good. Anybody else? Any questions? Hello. Vanakkam. How are you?
I am fine, thank you. And I wanted to ask you when we were doing the sound for ourselves, and you said about the Chinnamasta and the Kal Bhairava mantra.
Yeah.
So when do we do that? What stage we do that?
You mean during the classes that I have with you?
No. Like when you're explaining now.
Oh, okay. When you
saying,
are
okay.
Chinnamasta and the Yoni mantra comes after, when you are in the middle of the process,
Okay.
middle of the Yab-Yum, okay? You invite Ganesh, Kali, and Bhairava in the beginning. In between, you do bija mantras only. Did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. But when you practice your HRIM, SHRIM, always focus on that balance.
Okay, thank you.
Pleasure. Anybody else? Okay, looks like everybody understands everything I've said. You can go, in 2 days, it'll be on YouTube. Then you can go back and listen to it again and again. And then write, if you have a question, write the question on the, and also do me a favor, share the videos, okay? And subscribe to my channel. Thank you for being here. Vanakkam, love you all. Meet you all
Thank you,
next.
Babaji. Love you.
Meet you all next week.
Vanakkam.
Vanakkam.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Vanakkam.
Vanakkam.
Vanakkam to everybody.